Hello, you are listening to the What If Wishes podcast. I am Laura Gibby, your host. I am so excited you're here. So, I wanted to talk to you about selfishness versus selflessness. And it's so ironic because now that the holidays have been over, little guy's back in school, I've been focusing more on my business. I've been focusing again on my challenges, which I love doing. I have my next challenge starts February 13th to the 17th. It's Love Yourself. It's all around our self-love. And I think it's so important to assess your relationship with yourself, appreciate your relationship with yourself, and if need be, to begin rebuilding a better relationship with yourself. So that's kind of my gift to anyone who wants to join. It's free. It's my gift to people for Valentine's Day. It's my gift to you for Valentine's Day. I think self-love is one of the most important things, one of the most important relationships you have in your life, because you go through your entire life with yourself. You will have people come and go in your life, but you are in it to win it with yourself. So you better have the best relationship you can have with yourself. But like I was saying, the holidays have finally slowed down. I've been getting more time to work on my business. And over the last week or two, I was like, okay, I'm ready to get back on my podcast. I'm ready to start recording again. Plug in my microphone, and didn't work. I was like, uh-oh. And so that week I did a little troubleshooting, couldn't get it to work. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to record my podcast this week. And so next week, I was like, maybe I'll shake it a little. I don't know, stare at it, look at it, troubleshoot it again. I plug it in, still isn't working. I go to troubleshoot it, still didn't work. And I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do now? And I realized today when I sat down thinking about my podcast, I realized, it doesn't matter if I have the microphone or not. I have a microphone on my phone, microphone on my computer. If it doesn't sound great, it doesn't sound great, but it's still out there. I'm still getting my words out there. And I think that's more important to me. It might not sound the same, but my words will still be coming out the same. So I sat down and I was like, you know what? I'll just go for it. I'll see where it goes. And that's where we're at right now, is just seeing where this goes, recording. I'm excited to be getting my voice out again. As I mentioned, I think in my first podcast, I had all these blocks around getting my voice out. And I've been in this leadership training program over the past couple weeks. And it's funny because that's one of the things I'm starting to realize. I love getting my voice out there. I love talking, which I already knew I love talking. I like talking when I'm around friends and family. But I really like being the first one to get my words out when someone asks a question and we're in a group. I'm like, wait, I want to speak first. Otherwise, one, I might forget what I wanted to say. Two, it might not be my authentic words because now I've thought about what everyone else said and maybe reframed it. But three, it just feels really good to speak up. And I really appreciate that in myself now. But I also noticed over the week, I was putting out information around my challenge, and I was going to different shops to put out, some flyers. Everyone's everywhere. You have the internet, you have social media, you have your mailing list, your emailing list. You have the world around you too. There's still people out there. So I was going to different businesses. And one of them I was about to go into was the first one I was going to go out into. And suddenly I choked up. I'm like, wait, my voice, it's scared. It's disappeared. And I was just kind of not even sure what to do. And I was talking to someone about it on the phone, and she's told me, she's like, you're being selfish. These are your gifts to give others. This is a gift that you're giving others. You want to help others see their love and their light within themselves. And by you not walking in there and talking to those people, you are being selfish. And I sat there and I was like, ooh, that resonates. Because, a lot of people, they'll tell you the worst they're going to say is say no. I say that all the time too. When I'm talking to people and they're not sure about going and doing something, I'm like, listen, the worst they're going to say is say no. And that's helpful too. But it really resonated on another level when she was like, you are being selfish. And it's the sense that you are keeping your gifts, your purpose to yourself. You're not giving it out. You're not sharing with anyone. You're just holding all that in. And I was just like, man, that makes so much sense. There's definitely a time and a place to be selfish. I think boundaries are important. I think, taking care of yourself, doing what's best for yourself, what's good for yourself. I think those are very important things. And you could call that selfish. There's probably a better word for it, but I do think that's important. As far as when she was telling me I was being selfish, I also think that was very important because it made me start thinking about how I've not been sharing with others by not speaking. And it makes me realize how being selfless is so important, because when you're selfless, you're giving to others, you're sharing with others, you're putting what you want to give out into the world as such a bigger thing, because your gifts are gifts to the world. Those unique behaviors within yourself are unique, special. No one else can give them the way that you can give them, because we all have, a combination of everything's different from everyone else. There's only one you. There's only one person in this whole world that has the quality makeup that you do, that has the gifts that you do, because we all have different backgrounds. We all have, different combinations of things in our personality. We all have different ways of expressing ourselves, and we have similar things to others, but nothing is exactly like us. And that's pretty pivotal when you think about that the gifts that you have to share with the world can only be given by you, because there's only one version of that gift. We all have our purpose to live. We all have our beauty within to share with others. We all have that light to radiate into the world. And so after I was told that, I stood up, I walked inside, I found who I needed to talk to, and I left my flyers. And then I went to 3 more places, I believe, maybe more. But I was really excited about it because I was like, you know what? I do want other people to find my challenge. I do want to find people to find my challenge. And I do want to be a radiating light for others. That's why I got into what I've done, since I got into college. Actually, my first degree was in psychology. Then I went into nursing, and now I'm doing energy work and holistic coaching. But all of that is around me wanting to support people, help people, heal people. And that's part of what my purpose is. And one of the ways of doing that for me, that's kind of a stretch for me, is getting my voice out there. And the more you start putting your gifts into the world, those things that maybe you're a little nervous to get out there for whatever reason, the more you do that, the more you're going to find comfort in doing that. They always say, get out of your comfort zone. But realistically, when you start putting yourself in discomfort, the more you do that, the more comfortable you get with it. So you kind of create a comfort zone in discomfort when you start putting yourself out there. And I want you to really think about that. I want you to think about how much you have to offer the world. Think about what you've always wanted to offer the world. Think about the things you hold back and the things that maybe you're scared to do, but maybe just go do them. Maybe just take that deep breath in. Feel it go straight through your toes back into the earth, and then shoot back up through you as you exhale. And just puff out your chest and go boldly into the world and give your gifts to others. Start sharing throughout the world. Imagine if everyone shared their gifts. If everyone was living in a place of love, caring for everyone, and putting beauty into this world. I mean, that's such a beautiful picture to paint. So that's my challenge to you. My challenge to you is to consider, what is one thing I love about myself? What is one quality I've always wanted to do more of that I've always been a little nervous to do? Guaranteed, some of those things that you're nervous to do that would make the world a better place are probably part of your purpose. If you're not clear on what your purpose is, It's usually that thing that's going to challenge you, because when you get challenged, you're going to really, step into your power. You're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to transform. So don't be selfish. Take my challenge, take my challenge to you for this week of standing in your power, stepping up to whatever discomfort you have around sharing your gifts. Or maybe you already share all your gifts. Really appreciate the fact that you do. But today, just spread those things like fairy dust. Go out into the world and give your gifts, and appreciate that you did that. Appreciate what you're giving into the world. Be selfless. Wear your heart on your sleeve. Wear your gifts on your sleeve. Go out there and make a huge difference. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, amazing day. I definitely plan to. We choose our days. We choose how we feel. We choose the challenges we approach. Well, at least how we approach them. But I want you to have a wonderful, amazing day, and we'll talk soon.